All right, good afternoon. This is the Montesano Municipal Court for July 4th, not July, September 14th, 2021. And I'm going to take the cases that we've had appearances on today. The first matter is City versus Raymond Allen. Mr. Allen, if you would step forward to the podium. All right, and you are Raymond Allen? Yeah, I think, okay, do we have sound in there?
Now?
There you are. Okay, now I can hear you.
Yes, I'm Raymond Allen.
Okay, Mr. Allen, you're here today for an arraignment. You are cited with allowing a dog to become a public nuisance. This is a misdemeanor offense in our city under our city code. Carries a maximum penalty of 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. You have rights in this court. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to represent you. You have a right to a timely trial. And that would be either a jury trial or a bench trial. And if your case went to trial, you would have a right to hear and question witnesses testifying against you, and you would have a right to have witnesses testify in your defense. If convicted at trial, you have a right to appeal any conviction. Do you understand those rights?
Yes,
And do you understand the charge that you've been cited with?
absolutely.
Okay. And it was indicated to me that you intend to plead guilty today. Is that correct or not correct?
Correct.
Okay. So how do you plead to this charge?
Guilty.
Okay. And is that a free and voluntary plea?
Correct.
Okay. No one's made any threats to get you to make this plea today?
No.
Okay. And what did you do factually to commit the crime that you've just pled to?
I tried every resource on my end to stop my dog from barking. Whether it was shot collars, like a sonar machine, and nothing worked. So as of last month, she was rehomed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take a quick look at your file here. And other than an old traffic ticket, this is the only thing you have on your record. And you said the dog has been rehomed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, well, give me a second here and then I'll let you know what the sentence of the court is. All right, Mr. Allen. Just one more thing here and then I'll proceed with sentencing. All right, I've taken into consideration your statement to the court and the fact that the dog has been rehomed. I'm going to suspend all jail time. I'm imposing a fine of $300, and you can make if you want to pay that in full or get on a payment plan with the court, you can address that with the court clerk. You're going to be on unsupervised probation for 12 months. During that time, you're to have no criminal violations of the law. And I'm also making this based on your lack of criminal history. I'm making it a 12-month deferred sentence. So if you keep your record clean, pay your fine at the end of the 12 months, the charge against you will be dismissed. Do you understand those things?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I've signed your judgment and sentence. My court clerk will bring that out to you to get signature on, and then you're free to go once you make payment arrangements with the court.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Allen.
Thank you for your time.
All right, next I have City versus Norman Vick Jr. Is Mr. Vick present? All right, you are Norman Vick Jr.?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You're here today. You've been cited with driving suspended in the 3rd degree. That is a misdemeanor offense. It carries 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. The gentleman before you, I explained the rights that he has in this court. Those same rights apply to you. Did you hear those rights and do you understand them?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything I need to go over regarding those rights?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Understanding the charge against you and the rights that you have in this court, do you intend to plead guilty or not guilty today?
Guilty.
Okay. And before we move on to sentencing, I know you provided some paperwork to my court clerk. How close are you to obtaining a license?
Well, I'm going to have to go back to DMV and see. I've been there 3 times and see what they're going to demand. I don't know. I took all the courses and I've had the blower on there for over a year of blow and go. And I don't know. I took the paperwork to them and they wouldn't accept it. So I'm not sure, Your Honor. All I can do is go back to DMV and see what they demand, and whatever it is, I'm just going to do it and get it done with.
Okay.
I'm thinking they want me to put which I don't understand. It was 6 years ago, another blower back on my car. I don't quite understand, but because it was 6 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I can't give you advice. Sometimes DOL does strange things. So
Yeah, I was really hoping maybe you could do something about that.
no, I've got no authority over Department of Licensing. They're their own administrative agency.
But okay, Your Honor, I understand.
All right. Well, I'll accept your plea today. And I'm going to impose suspended time of 90 days. So there will be no jail time imposed. That's all suspended.
Thank you.
Going to impose a fine of $350. I'm suspending the remaining amount.
Thank you.
And you're going to be on unsupervised probation for 12 months. During that time, you're going to pay your fine, have no further criminal violations of the law. And once that probation period ends and we see that your fine is paid, we'll close our file.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. So my court clerk will be bringing out it's called a judgment and sentence. You'll need to take a look over that, sign it as well, and then make payment arrangements with the clerk on your way out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. And that concludes your case today, Mr. Vick.
Thank you.
You need a second before I move on to the next case.
Yeah, just this.
Okay. All right, the court's calling for Jordan Dawson Bradle Bryant. All right, are you Jordan Bryant?
Yes, I am Jordan Bryant, Your Honor.
Mr. Bryant, you're before the court today. You've been charged with assault, fourth degree domestic violence. Did you receive your arraignment form today and go through that?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Okay. Were you here when I explained to the two people before you the rights that as a defendant you have in this court?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you need me to go over those rights again, or do you understand them?
No, Your Honor, I understand them.
Okay. So the charge against you is a gross misdemeanor offense. It carries a maximum penalty of 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. You do have rights in this court, and you've stated that you understand those rights. To the charge of assault fourth degree domestic violence, how do you plead today? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
A plea of not guilty will be entered. And it appears that you would like to be considered for a court-appointed attorney. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is this a true statement of your financial status on the screening form?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I do find that you are eligible for a public defender, and one will be appointed to represent you. On your way out of court, you'll be provided with your attorney's contact information. I do expect that you'll utilize that attorney's services.
Yes, Your Honor.
And as far as everything else, when you were released, a protection order was issued. Do you need another copy of that order, or do you?
No, Your Honor, I still have my copy.
Okay, so you understand the restrictions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. And you've returned your surrender of weapons. We don't have any weapons to worry
No,
about.
Your Honor, I have no weapons.
All right. Well, that concludes your arraignment today. All the release conditions remain in effect, and so until you hear from me regarding that order that it's either been modified or terminated, it is in effect regardless of what anyone tells you. And so
Yes, Your Honor.
a violation of that order could result in additional charges. I want to make that very clear.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any questions for the court at this time?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Well, thank you for making your appearance today. We're
Thank you, Your
going
Honor.
to provide you with your next court date on your way out the door. So you'll get that and your attorney's information from the clerk. So,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, and we'll see you in about a month.
Okay.
Yep. We're good. All right. The next matter is City versus Diana Serena Blood. And you are Diana Serena Blood?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You're here today for an arraignment. You are charged with driving on a suspended license that's suspended in the third degree. That is a misdemeanor offense and carries a maximum penalty of 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. Did you hear the rights that you as a defendant have in this court?
Yes,
And you understand all those rights?
yes.
Okay. So today we'll need to know if you plead guilty or not guilty to the charge that's against you.
I'm pleading guilty. That I wanted to have the chance to explain.
Okay. Before I accept your plea, is there a reason that you don't want to talk to an attorney before you do so?
Because to be honest, in the past, that's just added to the fine that I was given, and I would rather just do it myself.
Okay. So you would like to represent yourself then? Is that my understanding?
Yeah,
Okay. And so I'll go back to your plea today. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
guilty.
And is that a free and voluntary plea?
Yes.
If you give me a second here, I need to get some paperwork out. Judgment sentence, yeah, it looks like there's some.
I guess I should have given her this, my license.
And as of today, you have not reinstated your license, have you?
Yeah. I
So you
my
have a
license.
valid license
Yes,
today?
yes.
Okay, well, I wish I would have known that before, so let's start over. I'm going to withdraw your plea of guilty, and you have a valid license. Is that a temporary license that you're holding there?
Yes, I haven't got the other one in the mail. This with this license, they said is valid.
Okay. If you'll let my court clerk bring that document back, I'll take a look at it.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, congratulations on getting your license back. Was that difficult or hard to do?
No, actually, I've had my license because I've been paying on the fines, and my debit card the other one got canceled, and I got a new one, and I didn't think about it not making the payment. And I got a
Okay.
thing in the mail saying if this ticket wasn't paid, then it would be suspended. So I went and put that back on my payment plan. And I guess there was more tickets that weren't listed, and I wasn't aware of it
Okay.
until this happened. I was totally shocked.
All right. Well, since you've come in today with a license, our city attorney has a standing motion to amend these criminal charges to an infraction called no valid operator's license with identification. So do you want to accept that amendment?
Sure.
Okay. The charge is amended, a plea of committed is entered to that infraction, and I will impose a fine of $200.
Your Honor, since I'm indigent, would I be able to do community service for that?
We're kind of limited on community service right now, to tell you the truth, with COVID going on. Is there somewhere you would propose doing community service?
Yeah, I can do it at the Friendship House.
Okay, well, I'll allow you to convert your fine to community service. My court clerk should be able to provide you with a ledger to keep track of your hours. So she'll do the calculations on what the $200 fine converts to. And so as long as we're getting every month community service hours from you, you will be allowed to stay on community service in lieu of your fine. But if you miss filing any of those, then whatever you have remaining on your fine will be what you're responsible for.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? All right, on your way out, make sure you talk to the court clerk.
I will. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, and I don't see anyone else is here for their arraignments, so we have a 320 docket that was to start, and the one matter on that docket has been dealt with. We have two contested hearings set on at 321. It's 326. There was an indication that one defendant would appear by Zoom. I've not seen anyone log on. Do we have anyone else in the courtroom?
We do not, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, at this time, since we're just at about 3:30, the court's going to log off. People can't show their ability to appear on time in this court. I'm not going to wait around at their leisure to wander in whenever they feel fit. So court is concluded for the day.